Today's video is part of a video series where we're going to create all of the different chart types in Excel. For today's video, we're going to be creating the stock chart, and I'm just going to quickly show you the different types. So we have the high-low close, this is one, and the second one which has more data. We have the second one which is the open high-low close chart, and then we have the second one as well. We have the third one which is the volume high-low close chart, and we have the second one with more data. Then we have the volume open high-low close chart, and once again this is the second version of this. If you want to watch other videos in this series where I create all of the different chart types in Excel, you can check in the description box below for the course playlist or the links to the individual videos. Alright, let's get started. I already have Excel open, and this is our data set we are going to use. The link to this data set will be in the description box below. So in order to create our different charts, I already created this in an Excel workbook format, so we already have the different pages to create the different types of stock charts, so you don't need to create the pages yourself. So we're going to start with the first one, which is the high-low close chart. So for that, we're going to need our date column, our high column, low and close column. Go over to Insert. We are going to go to Recommended Charts, and then go over to All Charts, and then select your stock charts, and then I'm going to click on OK. And yeah, this is what we have. So this is what the high-low close chart looks like in Excel. I'm just going to rename my charts to high-low and close so we'll know what we are looking at. Next, I'm going to move on to the next page or the next sheet so we can work on something else. So this one is going to have more data set. It's going to be more cluttered, but I just want to show you what it looked like. So I'm going to select the date column, then high, low and close. Go over to Insert, Recommended Charts, All Charts, Stock, and we're going to use the high, low, close. Click on OK. And here we have more items, and as you can see, there's way more clutter and it's much more difficult to interpret. So sometimes less is more. And once again, I'll just rename this to high, low and close. Okay, so we'll move on to the next one. You can try making it yourselves, since the sheet name is going to give it away, so you can try just creating the charts yourself. But if you want to watch it, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So this one is going to be the open high, low, close. So depending on the name, like Excel just like, okay, this type of charts, this is the information you need. So you're going to create the next one, open high, low, close stock charts. So I'm going to select the dates, and I'm going to select open high, low and close. I'm going to go to Insert, Recommended Charts, All Charts, and we are going to use stock. It's going to be this one. I'm going to click on OK, and here we go. We have this one. So this one, we can actually see this candlestick shape that is the classic stock shape. If you want less data, let's say this feels like it's too much and you want to see less, so you can see more of the actual candlesticks and that, and so on and so forth, all I'm going to do is, while you select the chart, you're going to have this highlighted section. So what you just do is reduce the number of data entries, and I'll just do this, and when I go back to my charts, you can see that we have less, and we're looking, it's basically zooming in. So if it feels like there's too much data and you want to sort of zoom into the chart like that, or you just need to change how much of your data you are using in your chart. But anyway, I'm going to just quickly rename this, and we'll just look at a more much more dense version of this chart before we move on to the next one. So this is the open high, low, close chart, and I'm going to move on to the next one. So we're going to plot another one with this data set. I'm going to select the dates, open, high, low and close columns, and we are going to Insert, recommended charts, all charts, and we're going to use stock, open, high, low, close. Click on OK, and once again we just have a lot of items and it may just be a little bit more difficult to tell what is what. But anyway, that is it for the second open, high, low, close charts. Low, oops, close. Let's move on to the next one. So I'm going to click on this. Let's create the next one, which is the volume, high, low, close. So once again, you can try it yourself, but what we need to do to create this one is we need the date, high, low, close, and volume. I'm going to insert recommended charts, and we are going to use the stock charts, and we are going to select the volume, high, low, close. Click on OK, and once again this is what it's going to look like. I'm just going to increase this. Let me rename the charts. This is the volume, high, low, close. And if it feels like there's too many, I specifically just made this one so you can see what the chart looks like without too much data. I'm going to also again create something with less, but let's deselect some of the data set. Let me say if I remove it, reduce it to about 80 something, and there we go. Maybe I could even do more, so you can take a closer look at what those columns actually look like. And this is what it looks like. So this is the volume, high, low, close chart. I'm just going to return it back to its original form where we selected and used all of the data in our data set. Let's move on to a second one so we can show something that is much more dense. This one is really going to be packed. I'm going to select date, high, low, close, and volume. Go over to insert recommended charts, and we are going to use the stock charts, specifically the volume, high, low, close. Click on OK, and there we go. So this one has a lot more items in it. So this is what our second volume, high, low, close. This is what our second high volume, high, low, close chart looks like. Let's move on to the final type of stock charts. This is going to be the volume, open, high, low, close. And I'm going to select dates. We're going to use all of the columns we have here. So there's dates, or I could just let Control Shift left and down to select the entire data set. Insert recommended charts, all charts, and we are going to select stock, and this is going to be volume, open, high, low, close. And I'm going to click on OK, and we have our charts. I created my chart at the bottom of my sheet. Maybe I should have taken it. I want to deselect some of the text, not the text, the data set, so we can see less. I can just increase the height, and you can actually see much better what our columns look like. So let me just remove some of this text data so we can see, we can take a closer look, and there we go. This one actually makes it much more clearer for you to see what's going on. You know what, since it's close by, let me just reduce it even more. So there you go, that's what it looks like. I'm just going to return it back to the way it was, and I'm going to rename this. This is the volume, open, high, low, and close. You can also copy the sheet name here and just use it to rename the chart. Alright, let's move on to the final one, which is just the second version of this one, where we have way more data than we have here. So going to click on this. Let's select the dates. We're going to select open, high, low, close, and volume columns. And we are going to go to insert, recommended charts, all charts, and I'm going to select stock. We're going to select this one, and yeah, this is what our chart looks like. So this one is just basically a whole sea of black because there is way more data in it. So once again, less is more. Sometimes it's good to see, you know, general trends, but at the same time, being able to interpret your data is also important. Well, anyway, that is, you know, I'm going to just copy it from here so that I can just paste it here. Anyway, that is it for the stock charts. If you want to watch other video series where I create all of the different chart types in Excel, you can go ahead and check out the description box below to the links to the course playlist or other videos in this series, or you could click on the playlist on screen right now. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.